Maybe I just don't feel like talking about it today, so let's forget all about it in the meantime. No, today I want to talk about the onus being on all of us to take responsibility for our individual actions and to take on board the importance of realizing that for each of our actions there is a consequence that must be faced in a level-headed manner, taking cognizance of the mores that prevail in a culturally disenfranchised, dysfunctional society that is riven and torn in two by contrasting pseudo-religio political aspirations which cannot be resolved by the adoption of reciprocal modalities whilst our children refuse to access their external environment. Nah, you get enough of that and talk back. I'll just play a request instead for everybody who knows me. It's ghastly weather. I'm very disappointed.
It's late, but not too late. Now you should know better than that. You're on fire without even knowing. I'm on the street saying things I probably regret. Just a way to get you going. Hey, running like rivers in the rain. Every time I see your face, there are some things that you should never explain. Stand up, slow down and help to make me change, change, change. Take a ride, right round the corner. It's insane, sane, sane. All I need is nothing on earth. She's got a black ink tattoo of a girl dressed in a scarf and a motorcycle. She's on the street singing mother of pearl, anything to get attention. You see yourself running like rivers in the rain. Every time I see your face underground playing love is a game. Anything that helps to make them change, change, change. Take a ride, right round the corner. It's insane, sane, sane. All I need is nothing on earth. Just make me change, change, change. Take a ride, right round the corner. It's insane, sane, sane. All I need is nothing on earth. It's late, but not too late. But you should know better than that. You're on fire without even knowing. I'm on the street saying things I probably regret. Just a way to get you going. Hey, running like rivers in the rain. Every time I see your face, there are some things that you should never explain. Stand up, slow down and help to make me change, change, change. Take a ride, right round the corner. It's insane, sane, sane. All I need is nothing on earth. Just make me change, change, change. Take a ride, right round the corner. It's insane, sane, sane. All I need is nothing on earth. Just make me change. Just make me change.
That's Chains. That's from the four of us from an album called Classified Personal. That's a great song. From Gerry. It's 25... No, it's not a great song from Gerry. The four of us are from Gerry. Excuse me, I'm swallowing hard here. I'm having a little trouble with the esophagus. It's... Excuse me. It's 25 minutes to 11 o'clock. I have some things to deal with here. Here's a card from Dublin sent to me by K and M. Shannon. Thank you very much. It's a photograph of McDade's Pub in Harry Street, which, as you well know, being literary people out there, was a pub frequented by the Dublin literati round about the 50s and 60s. Brendan Behan used to drink there, as did Patrick Kavanagh. When I lived in Dublin in the 60s, I used to drink there too, but I didn't write anything. I was just a fellow who drank in the corner. It's been changed. McDade's is different now. It looks like a kind of a themed tourist Japanese German place to go into. But I remember it when people used to spit on the floor. And it was nice. It's in Harry Street if you're ever in Dublin, but that's not the point. The point is that K&M Shannon sent me this card to say that they just met my twin brother there. It could be my doppelganger. Do you know what a doppelganger is?
Aye, wait a minute now.
Remember the people used to work on the docks? The fellow used to supervise the sling.
I was about to try and guess it.
No, that's,
okay.
That's a doppelganger.
There's a man, excuse me.
What? Sorry, I was nearly turned you off there for no reason. Isn't the weather terrible?
Terrible ghastly.
I was just talking to a colleague this morning saying how ghastly it is.
This time of year, play havoc with the garden.
Yes.
Your roving correspondent, John, wants to talk to you. He's quite upset this morning.
Is he really? Well, let's find out. Hope it's something serious.
It is.
Good morning, John.
Gerry, John here from Bangor.
Yes.
I've just made observations recently, for a long time actually, but it's come to its conclusion. I'm very cross about it.
Yes.
I'm 57 years of age.
Oh, that's a terrible age.
And I dress modestly. You know what I mean? I like going out wearing a collar and tie.
Change your underpants every day.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
But I look at these boys, 50, 60, and even 70.
Yeah.
With the jeans, the white trainers on them.
Yeah.
Fat pot bellies hanging over their belts.
I know.
And the backside of their jeans down to their knee joints.
I know.
And walking along, you know.
I know what you're trying to say. And
swingers.
Exactly.
I'm cross about this.
That too.
Why do people not dress according to their age? What's the problem here?
Can I ask you something else?
Yes?
Are there any men wearing sandals?
Oh, well, very, very little.
Mm-hmm. I'm just wondering because a lot of sandals been worn these days.
Uh-huh.
With or without socks.
Medallions, gold chains around and tattoos up the arms and all this sort of thing. And you're talking about people now, middle 50s, 60s, 70s. What's happening here?
No, it's
my recollection is hard, stiff-coloured shirts, ties, a nice suit, shiny shoes. What's happened? What has gone wrong?
Well, I could go on for ages, but I think maybe perhaps I could point you in a couple of directions. I know exactly what you're trying to say here. As a matter of fact, something similar happened to me the other night. It was brought home to me very forcibly.
Yes?
I was in the home of a friend of mine, and there were a number of small, free-range children crawling about the floor.
Yes?
And a number of other children of more elderly inclination. There was one child who was about 12, 13, coming up to 15 years old.
Yes?
And the child said to me, "My uncle's coming in soon." And I said, "Oh, that'll be great. Your uncle visits you nearly every night." "Oh, no, he comes every Tuesday night. He says he'll be in here later." I said, "That'll be great."
Yes.
And this man came in wearing a tracksuit. And he had a baseball cap turned around the wrong way. And he was drinking a can of Steiger. And the wee fella said, "That's my uncle there." I said, "That couldn't be your uncle. An uncle's a man who wears a big coat and he wears a hat and smells of tobacco and has change jangling in his trousers and has good shiny shoes. That couldn't be your uncle. That's a thug." I said, "No, that's my uncle." See, people who have uncles now are wearing baseball caps. You see, this is the thing that I have to adjust to, and I understand where you're coming from. But may I tell you that Bangor is not alone in this. I have noticed this recently. You see, what is happening now is people who were 19 and 20 in the 60s, say, the bad times, 1966.
Yes, I remember it well.
Well, they're now 55.
Uh-huh.
You see, and they don't know yet that they can't wear jeans anymore because their arse has disappeared. You see, it's great when you're 22, you've got a sticky out bum and all the women are looking at it. And you still think it because you never look behind you. But once you get to about 50, it kind of withers away. And you've got this big flat expanse from your waist down to the back of your knees.
Yes.
So when you wear jeans, you see, there's nothing to go into it. So you mentioned, I think, of that floppy thing behind the jeans flopping down.
Yes.
Well, you see, there's that. And a lot of women don't understand either. You know, women who've been married to men for a number of years and are used to ironing their trousers. They've come to the stage now when they realize that their husbands are wearing the jeans all the time. And they say, you know, maybe we should iron those jeans. So
Gerry, you remember the days when you had a crease in the trousers?
Well, it's coming back. The people
and shiny shoes.
Exactly.
And a collar and tie.
Exactly.
And you look well.
You did.
Even if you're a bit fat, you still look well.
Exactly. I know what you're trying to say here, and I think it's a shame.
Well, what's the mindset? What's happened to these people?
No, these people don't realize that they're 55.
Uh-huh. I'm hoping to initiate some sort of mindset here this morning.
No, let me talk to them. I'm good at this. This is what I do for a living. You just shut up a minute.
Right.
Let me talk to them. Let me say, people out there.
Right.
60s are over.
Yes.
It's gone. You know.
Yes.
And the modes of thought and dress that we thought were cool then, they no longer apply.
Yes.
So wise up, all you men of 55, and get yourself a good blazer and a good pair of flannels and a tie and a shirt And, get yourself a Homburg hat. And behave like a 55-year-old. Stop running around there with no arse in your trousers, with a crease in your jeans, and stop wearing beads and medallions. It's all over. There, I've told them.
Well, would this be, could we sort of initiate from this day forward a campaign? Could we sort of have some sort of a reaction from the public? I listen to you every day.
Well, you know how strongly I feel about things like this.
Yes.
But you see, there's nothing we can do. It's like Canute trying to stop the tide. It can't be done. Because these men are out there. All you have to do... Can I frighten you?
Yes.
I suggest that the next time anyone comes to... do you live in Belfast? Do you? Roundabout
Bangor.
Bangor's great. And the next time anyone comes to Bangor or Belfast from the 60s, such as, let's see... who would be? Who's still alive? Muddy Waters or something like that. Somebody who's alive. Go to the concert and look at these people and you'll realise that they're all out there. None of them have changed. They're still waving their arms about and they're still skinny and they've got beards and they're baldy.
Yes.
And you don't like them now. You didn't like them then. You still don't like them. You see, you're getting me mad.
Well, how is it I get physically sick and angry when I look at these people? What is it?
No, you see, you've no outlet. That's what it is. What I want you to do to try and get these feelings out of your system is next time you see someone like that, go up and thump them.
What about taking photographs of them and showing them how they really look?
Yeah, and then tear them up. Hold on a minute, we're getting some feedback. What?
Sorry, a gentleman rings to ask, what age should a man stop wearing jeans?
When he gets married.
You two know all the answers.
When he gets married.
So you wear jeans.
I know, but I'm different. I'm thin and handsome. I'm talking about people who are fat and ugly.
But they don't realise they're fat and ugly. Those people don't realise they're overweight. That's a terrible thing to say. They don't realise they're overweight and they want to be called...
And my arse is still here.
What about the gentleman that we know?
What?
That works up in Belfast that shouldn't wear jeans at all. But we can't mention his name because he's well known. Is that right?
Yeah, he shouldn't wear them at all.
Shouldn't wear them at all. They should be ripped off him.
Oh, sorry. That's an in-joke.
That's what it is.
We can't mention him.
Can't mention his name, no.
This is a man that we know. He works for the BBC, I have to say, and he wears jeans and he has no arse at all. And it's just, it might as well be hanging over the side of a cliff. Anyway,
Gerry.
What to do is go up and take photographs of the people and then show them the photographs
Gerry.
and tell them up and throw them in their face.
Gerry, do you remember a wee advert on the TV years ago? It's only a friend who tells you have B.O. Well, when it comes to friends of these people, they should tell them that they look ridiculous in public.
Yes, they should be told. Anyone out there who knows someone who shouldn't be wearing jeans, tell them today to go and get a pair of slacks.
Lovely.
Right.
Thank you very much.
You've done well today, sir.
Thank you.
Even though you've made me mad.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye. This is true. Anyway, just change the subject for a while. I'm going to talk to a man now in a second. But I've got a letter here from Queensland in Australia. It's from a man called Lawrence Logan. He says, Dear Gerry, I'm not claiming to be one of your thousands of listeners, as I live in Australia, but I did hear that you had played a request for Billy Sweeney. His 70th birthday. I think it is. Is it? Really? Does that say? Would you please congratulate him on behalf of the Logan family here in Australia? He was the street kid's goalkeeper between the lampposts. He had 2 deadly weapons, one in either hand. All the best, old timer, it says, from down under. Your teenage mate, Lawrence Logan. There we are. See? Someone else here on the line. Good morning.
Hello, Gerry.
How are you, sir?
Gerry, I'm listening to that chap there.
Yeah.
He's speaking now about wearing a stiff shirt, collar and tie.
Well, you see what? Yeah.
Was he wearing that there, say, the fortnight there in July when I was up somewhere about the 80s? Was he running about with a stiff collar and tie on him? When he goes home at night, does he sit down with his jacket and collar and tie on him? Does he not take it off? The collar and tie's out, Gerry.
Let me just say one word to you. Dignity. Dignity is what we're after in this program. I know what he's saying. I know there are impracticalities. I know it's difficult in Bangor when the sun shines and the temperature's 102 degrees. I know it's difficult to wear a short, starched shirt and a tie. But sometimes things have to be done.
Yeah.
Sometimes for the sake of decency and for the sake of our children who are coming behind us, we have to look as if we're respectable. There are too many people wearing beads and medallions and jeans. It has to stop. The 60s are over. Kaput. Finished. That's it.
I wouldn't agree with that, Gerry. No.
What are you wearing at the moment?
I'm leisure wear.
Come on.
I'm just wearing an ordinary
tracksuit.
No, I'm wearing a pair of what I would say trousers. It's very hard to get trousers to fit you because say I take a 36 and somewhere a 29 leg.
A 36? What are you? Some kind of a freak?
No,
36
I'm a 36 waist.
Yeah.
And a 29 leg.
But are you
29 and
a
half
bowling
leg.
ball?
And I'd wear an ordinary casual shirt.
Yes. Well, that's
And
okay.
maybe a zip-up jacket.
But that's
But
all
again,
right. We're not after. You're not the man we're after.
But let's carry on this suits and suits. Suits have gone out, Jerry. They're a thing of the past, suits. No, nobody wearing suits now unless they're going to a funeral or a wedding and that line.
I'm going to let you into a secret, and Mr. Coyle will verify this. I'm wearing a suit at the moment.
Are you?
It's a casual suit. I'm not wearing a tie. I'm wearing a white shirt, but I'm wearing a cravat, or as they call it here, a cravat. And I feel quite comfortable. There's no reason, when you wear a suit, there's no reason why you should wear a tie with it.
No.
We're just talking about people who don't really, what we're talking about, we're not trying to get at you personally. We're just talking about people who don't know that the 60s are over. And we're talking about people who should stop wearing jeans. There are certain people who can't wear, it's like women wearing, what do you call those things? What do you call those leg warmers? No.
Right.
What do you call those things that women wear?
Oh, good.
What?
The kind of things that women wear. Do you know the things that are tight in their legs?
How tight suits?
Leggings. It's like, there comes a time when women have to stop wearing leggings. There comes a time, and many of them don't know. I mean, you've seen them walking down the street and you go, my jeez, look at that. Big, huge sides of beef for legs should be. And you realise they shouldn't wear them. But most women know that they have to stop wearing them. It's okay when you're 18. You can do anything when you're 18. When you're 18, you can wear a bag over you with a string wrapped around it. But if you're walking around the streets, age 55, with a bag and the string wrapped around you, you look like a bag lady.
I agreed with those jeans, and I never wore a pair in my life.
Of course.
Because I thought they were more or less were for cowboys.
Exactly. Well, you see, you're a traditional man. You know, you're not a man. Obviously, you're not a man who would have been smoking dope in some university flat in the 60s, would you?
No.
You'd have been out tending your garden and being in the Boy Scouts.
Been out with it, been out having a drink at night and out doing the dances and what have you.
You're not the man we're after. You're sitting at home comfortably wearing a pair of trousers and a shirt.
Correct.
That's all right. Don't worry about that. We're not after you. We're after the people who might go to Slane on Saturday and say there's too many young people here.
Yeah, you pay £1,000. So £1,000 for a ticket.
Anyway, don't worry about it. You're not the man we're after. You carry on, lead your life. Don't you worry about us. It's the other ones we're after. Okay.
All right, Jerry.
Thank
See
you.
Jerry.
Bye.
Right.
Bye. See how angry I'm getting
Yeah,
today?
you get very angry there, didn't you?
Getting so wired up.
I know.
Because I'm wearing a suit, you see, and I didn't have any drink last night.
And a nice wee cravat.
Thank you. Good morning.
Morning.
Yes, who's that?
This is George.
Oh, George, good morning.
I think I'm the guy you're looking for.
Are you him?
I'm him.
Let me ask you a couple of questions.
Right.
Were you the fella just to stand in front of me in the boom boom rooms and wave his arms and stick your elbow in my eye and not let me see or hear the band?
I'm not that old.
Are you that? Are
No,
you
what
that
is-
fella? Are you the fella who used to stand and clap his hands in front of you when you're trying to listen to the band?
No.
Are you the fella who used to go up and dance?
Yes, I would do something like that.
Would you dance in the aisle there
Yes.
in front of people who couldn't see?
Yes, and I'd wear my shorts.
And have you got a beard now?
I used to have a beard.
You see, are you a bit baldy?
Bit thin, not bald.
Are your legs knobbly?
Can't see them. I'm wearing my jeans.
Well, when was were they knobbly the last time you saw them?
Yes.
Okay, well, I think you're him.
Now, I'm one of these people. I would go out. I'm what I call a modern man. I'm doing my ironing at the minute.
Are you ironing your jeans?
No, I'm actually, well,
Do you
do
put
a good iron.
Do you have a crease in your jeans?
No, I do not. I used to have a housekeeper, and she creased my jeans one time, and I went ballistic.
Hold on a minute, you used to
There was a crease, and I refused to wear them.
Well, you're right.
So with that, I'm wearing jeans at the minute, and there's no knees in them.
Do you have an arse?
I
Come
can't
on.
Can't see it right now.
No, but do you ask anybody? Is there anybody with you?
Yeah, I'll go look at the mirror.
Go and look in the mirror.
Yes, so a wee bum.
Right, okay. Is it as big as it used to be?
It's probably bigger. I know my belly's bigger.
Well, maybe you should be wearing jeans all right.
I think jeans are all right. I'm one of these
Does your
people,
belly-
when
does
the
your-
knee falls out of my jeans,
How many
I don't
layers
throw
of
them
your
out.
belly is over the top of the jeans? Is there 1, 2, 3?
One.
Just the one, is it?
Just the one.
Is it? Can you see your belt from the front?
Nope.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, aye.
I see you seem
Like
to
I
me,
say, when the knees of my jeans wear out, I don't throw them out. I cut them.
You seem to me to be
I cut them and I wear them as long shorts with my sandals.
Right, okay, right. Let's
And I wear bright red T-shirts as well. I have one here. Actually, I've just ironed it.
Is there anything written on it?
Yes.
What's written?
It advertises drink.
What drink is it?
Am I allowed to mention it?
What does it say?
Smirnoff.
Smirnoff.
And it says on the back, I'll just open it up.
Yeah.
Sissy, or have you got the bottle? That's what it says. That's what it says in the back.
See, if I saw that T-shirt, I would laugh.
And I wear that. And I am not embarrassed at all wearing that.
Okay,
I want to be young again.
You're the man we're after.
I do wear my hat round the wrong way too.
If Pink Floyd
It's not a baseball cap. It's a scoop.
Really?
Yes, I wear it round the wrong way times.
If Led Zeppelin came to Armo Park on Saturday, would you go?
Yes.
Ah, you see.
No problem.
Would you jump and dance around? Would
Yes, and I'd squeal and I'd wave my arms about and I would just be young again.
You're the man we're after.
That's what I want. I just want to be young again.
We want you to stay at home.
I do stay at home.
What age are you?
Almost 40.
Oh, you're too young.
I'm not too young.
You're too young to be like that.
I'm as young as I feel.
You're
That's just
okay.
it.
We're talking about people who are 50. You
Don't worry, I will
you
be
don't
even-
qualify.
You see, whenever I'm 50, I will be worse.
Hold on a minute. You must have been born in 1955. Sure, by the time you were 15, it was 1970. It was all over.
No, it's not over yet.
It is over.
It's not. People like me keep it alive.
All right then.
Do they?
All right then. Go get back to your ironing.
I am.
Okay. Go away.
Bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. I'm going to have to calm down a bit here. Something else entirely different. A young child sends me an email, Rory O'Connor. He says, hope you get this email. I've been searching the BBC website for 10 minutes trying to find your email address, but they seem to have omitted it. Yes, it's a conspiracy. They don't want people to contact me. It's easy to get John Bennett or Mike Edgar. You can't get me, but I'm the one you want. I wouldn't stand for that if I were you. I wouldn't sit for it either. Well, I'm going to shoot off a memo after this program, actually, to the people involved. Mr. E. Anyway, hope you can clear up something which has been puzzling myself and a colleague at work. What's ghastly? This is a very strange and indeed might be a trivial query, but after all, this is what this program is made up of. Trivial and strange queries. Why is the number 4 written as 1111 on clocks instead of in Roman numerals anywhere else as 1V? Do you know the way you see 4 in Roman numerals? It's always 1V. But on clocks, it's 1111. As would normally be the case with Roman numerals. We believe there's a reason behind it. And if anyone or the listeners can solve this, surely it must be you. Of course, this depends on you receiving the email. If you do, then please air my question in an attempt to throw some light upon it. Thanks again. Keep up the good work. That's Rory O'Connor. So if anyone out there knows why the number 4 in Roman numerals on a clock is 1111, give us a shout. There's a man angry here. Dr. Fran. Good morning, Dr. Fran. He's so angry he can't speak. No, it's not. He's on the wrong one. Dr. Fran, good morning.
Hello, Mr. Anderson.
Yes, what seems to be the trouble?
This is Dr. Fran here, your homeopathy correspondent. You're reading authority and complementary medicine.
Absolutely, yeah. Hold on now, just give me a swig of this ginkgo biloba here before I talk to you. Just a second. I feel much better, that's good. Right, go, sorry, I turned into Jan de Vries there.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
You had an appointment on Saturday the 21st with me at 11 a.m.
11 a.m.?
And you did not turn up. And I was wondering, perhaps I should send the invoice for your consultation to BBC?
Oh, yes, just send it to the finance department, BBC Broadcasting House in Belfast. They deal with all my bills.
I talked to you a fortnight ago, about 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
And you scheduled an amazing appointment for you for your consultation. 11 a.m., 11:15, 11:30, 11:45. You did not come, but if you had to come late, it was just as well, because I might have feared you were going to treat you very roughly. That's how I felt at that time.
Are you having trouble pronouncing your R's, or am I silly?
Perhaps it is you, Mr. Anderson.
Say rat room. Rat. Say rat.
What?
Say it again.
What?
Okay, sorry, that seems to be okay. Say Roland Rat.
Mr. Henderson, are you trying to be funny?
No, I just asked you to say Roland Rat.
Roland Rat.
You're having trouble with your... I'm sorry, it's a speech, it's a tick. I'm sorry to make fun of you.
Other than that, we probably discussed a fortnight ago. Perhaps you also suffer from amnesia.
I can't remember what amnesia is.
You probably
listen, can I say this to you? No, I did have a little trouble, but it's cleared up now, and I saw no need to come to see you. But the rash has gone away. And I should have let you know, I'm sure.
Perhaps I should suggest a homeopathic.
Homeopathic.
Correct.
Yeah. How come you can't pronounce the name of your own discipline? It's hard to say when you can't do your W's. A homeopathic remedy.
A homeopathic remedy for your amnesia problem.
What would I rub into my brain? Some rabbit fat?
Well, no, I would suggest probably lemon juice.
Lemon juice?
Lemon juice.
Let me just write that down. Lemon juice.
Yes.
Okay.
You would open your mouth.
And fire it in.
Lift your tongue and place 3 drops of lemon juice below the tongue.
Lemon juice?
Lemon juice.
Okay, I'll try that and I'll come back to you to see if it works, see if it clears up. Right, I have to go now. Thank you very much for your help.
Okay,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Anderson.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. What a strange day this is. Getting strange people.
Woke up scared in the middle of the night. He reached for the bottle, turned on the light. Looked at the clock, this can't be right. I'm not dreaming. Turned on the TV and the radio. Elvis rocked and Elvis rolled. And Jesus on his radio show said, pack your bags, we're leaving. There's a line I've crossed somewhere. I left the best of me back there. I never thought I'd end up here. Guess all the best things disappear. Whiskey is his water and it's made in hell. From the bottom of his barrel to the bottom of his well. Nothing in this room but an empty shell. And he's not dreaming. A drunkard's regrets are a dime a dozen. 1,000 cures and 1,000 poisons. Even Elvis couldn't find one good reason to keep believing. There's a line I've crossed somewhere. I left the best of me back there. I never thought I'd end up here. Guess all the best things disappear. Thought she had nothing to lose when she told him he had to choose. Nice idea, but they both knew that she'd be leaving. Well, Jesus said, seek and you shall find. He doesn't think it's true this time. Some things you look for you never find. Like one good reason. There's a line I've crossed somewhere. I left the best of me back there. I never thought I'd end up here. Guess all the best things disappear. Never thought I'd end up here. Guess all the best things disappear.
That's a nice song. That's Lucy Kaplansky. Let me just check what that's called. It's an album called 10 Year Night. I always forget that. That's a song called One Good Reason. Right, we're off now. The 11 o'clock news coming up shortly. We'll be back approximately 4 minutes past that. Don't go anywhere else. There's nothing else on.
BBC Radio Ulster News at 11 o'clock. This is Linda McCauley. The SDLP's Alex Atwood says those responsible for stealing a car involved in 2 crashes in West Belfast last night were endangering the whole community. A Honda Civic hit a police car at Hannestown Hill and later crashed into a police Land Rover on the Glen Road. The IUC say officers attending the incident were attacked by youths throwing stones and bottles. The police say they haven't established a motive for last night's petrol bomb attack in Armagh. A device was thrown through the living room window of a house in Gough Avenue at around 10:30. No one was in at the time. A man has been found injured at the College of Art in Belfast, York Street. He was discovered at around 6 o'clock this morning and taken to hospital where he's described as comfortable. It's not yet known what happened to him. A new campaign's being launched today to encourage backseat passengers to fasten their seatbelts. A new survey carried out by the DOE suggests that more than a third of passengers travelling in the back of cars don't belt up. Spokesman for the road service, Harry Green, says many lives could be saved if people obeyed the law.
101 people died as vehicle occupants last year on Northern Ireland's roads, and 43 of those people were not wearing seatbelts. And now, while there might have been one or two people who were exempt, and in one or two cases seatbelts were not fitted to the cars, the vast majority of those people were breaking the law, and they died while breaking the law, and some of them in relatively low-speed accidents.
The Turkish authorities now say that just over 12,500 people have been confirmed dead as a result of last week's earthquake. They had reported that up to 18,000 bodies have been recovered. It's thought the discrepancy was caused by a computer error. The British Red Cross is launching an appeal for help for the estimated 200,000 people left homeless. A spokesman, Mike Goodhand, says cash is needed urgently.
Most of what we need, things like food, things like hygiene items, items for babies, nappies and the like, almost all of it can be purchased in the region very cheaply. It cuts down on the transport, but we have to have the money to do that. And it really is only the basics for sort of decent survival.
The European Commission's Vice President Neil Kinnock has insisted that steps are being taken to ensure that fraud and waste within the organisation are rooted out. He's made clear that the reform process will be thorough and comprehensive. His pledge comes after a scathing report from the Commons Public Accounts Committee condemned the EC's efforts to deal with fraud as disgraceful. A British student and his girlfriend, who were reported to be missing in the outback in northwestern Australia, have been found, safe and well. A search was started for 28-year-old Jocelyn Moore and Emily Bosanquet, who are both students in Edinburgh, after their vehicle was apparently abandoned next to a remote gorge. They were later discovered to be camping. Sergeant Graham Clifford of the Australian Police in Perth said they were very surprised to learn that so many people were trying to track them down.
They didn't know they were lost. As far as I'm concerned, they weren't lost. They'd heard choppers flying around that area, which is not uncommon because they do mustering. They do cattle mustering with choppers up that area. And quite often you don't see them, but you hear them in the area. So they'd heard them and hadn't taken any notice, and they were a bit surprised when the chopper landed and said, we're looking for you.
Let's see what's happening in the traffic and travel here. Emma Dunsea's with me.
Driving conditions remain difficult across the province with heavy rain and mist reducing visibility. There's been a substantial diesel spillage on the Duncastle Road between Dunnamana and New Buildings. This is also affecting traffic on the Berryhill and Trench roads. There's already been an accident there and police are advising drivers to approach the area with extreme caution. And finally, at the international airport, the British Airways flight from Cardiff and Paris due at 10 to 12 has been delayed, now landing at 1 o'clock.
And the weather, we've had some heavy rain this morning, drier weather though spreading from the south later with a maximum temperature of 19 degrees Celsius. BBC Radio Ulster News.
Welcome back. It's Gerry Alderson here. It's 4 minutes past 11 o'clock. You listen to BBC Radio Ulster and Radio 4. We'll be here until 12 o'clock. If you want to contact this programme, the number to ring is 0645 555 678.
We were watching TV, watching TV. We were watching TV, watching TV. Tiananmen Square, lost my baby there. My yellow rose and her bloodstained clothes. She was a short order pastry chef in a dim sun dive on the Yangtze Tideway. She had shiny hair, she was the daughter of an engineer. Won't you shed a tear for my yellow rose? My yellow rose and her bloodstained clothes. She had perfect breasts, she had high hopes, she had almond eyes, she had yellow thighs. She was a student of philosophy. Won't you grieve with me for my yellow rose? Shed a tear for her bloodstained clothes. She had shiny hair, she had perfect breasts, she had high hopes, she had almond eyes, she had yellow thighs. She was the daughter of an engineer. So get out your pistols, get out your stones, get out your knives, cut them to the bone. They are the lackeys of the grocer's machine. They build the dark satanic mills that manufacture hell on earth. They bought the front row seats on Calvary. They are irrelevant to me. And I grieve for my sister.
Did we do anything after this?
Funny feeling we did.
We were watching TV. Watching TV. We were watching TV. Watching TV. She wore a white bandana that said freedom now. She thought the Great Wall of China would come tumbling down. She was a student. Her father was an engineer. Won't you shed a tear for my yellow rose? My yellow rose and her bloodstained clothes. Her grandpa fought old Chiang Kai-shek, that no good, low-down, dirty rat who used to order his troops to fire on the women and children. Imagine that. Imagine that. And in the spring of 48, Mao Zedong got quite irate, and he kicked that old dictator Chiang out of the state of China. Chiang Kai-shek came down in Formosa, and they all yelled to Quemoy. Shells flying across the China Sea, and they turned Formosa into a shoe factory called Taiwan. She is different from Cro-Magnon man. She's different from Anne Boleyn. She's different from the Rosenbergs and from the unknown Jew. She's different from the unknown Nicaraguan. Half superstar, half victim. She's a victor star, conceptual ego. She is different from the dodo and from the cancabono. She's different from the Aztec and from the Cherokee. She's everybody's sister. She's symbolic of our failure. She's the 1 in 15 million who can help us to be free. Because she died on TV.
Hey, that's Roger Walters. That's from an album called Amused to Death. That's a song called Watching TV. Daniel O'Donnell is considering that for his next single, but he hasn't made up his mind yet. It's coming up to 11 minutes past 11. Here's some messages from the people outside. Can you please play something by Doris Day? for Myra Boyd in Scotland. She's 67 years old today. That's from her husband Danny, sons Bernard and Terence, right? And a caller wants to know if Yates' grave in Drumcliff has been moved from its original spot. I'll tell you what, if it has, Yates should be told. I don't know. Maybe someone out there would be able to tell us. There's a lot of bodies being moved about. Mary from Newry says, you're entitled to wear whatever you want, no matter what age you are. Of course you are. It's all good fun in this programme. We just want to wipe out the 60s people. A caller wants advice on how to remove fine scores from doubly... Sorry, it's hard to say. Caller wants advice on how to remove fine scores from double glazed windows. Well, if they're fine scores, you should be proud of them. Oliver Moore wears jeans. Yes, he's the type of guy we're after. We're trying to root people out like Oliver and have them debagged. Another question. Why is there a large television screen at live concerts? Well, I think it's possibly because people might want to see the people who are on the stage. You see, these large concerts, I'm sure you've been at them. If you haven't, sometimes you... No, you see...
I was never at a large, an open-air concert.
You see, there's areas of life that you have not touched. Anything that's not in a golf course.
I've never been to a disco.
You're a stranger to anything that doesn't play golf. Let me tell you, there's a whole world out there, Sean, that you know nothing about.
All right.
At live concerts, sometimes there's 50,000 people going to see Robbie.
Couldn't bear that.
Robbie Williams at Slane. I couldn't bear that either. The actual fact that 50,000 people would actually pay money to see Robbie Williams is an unimaginable thought.
Yeah.
But the people will go down there, and I've been at Slane a number of times. I've been at Slane 3 times. I went to see the Rolling Stones there in 1982. I believe I was there.
But you went there because you thought it was fashionable.
Sean, I hope you realise you're talking to a rock musician here.
Former.
Well, I was a rock musician at the time.
Yeah. Oh, at the time?
At the time I was backstage. Do you think I was in front with all the punters?
Do
you think I was out front with the punters?
Did you meet the Rolling Stones?
Yes, I was.
Did you meet Mick?
I met Mick Jagger a number of occasions, yes.
I don't believe you.
What do you mean you don't believe me?
I refuse to believe that, because you never said that before. I mean, let's face it, your claim to fame until now was the fact that George Harrison gave you his plectrum, or you borrowed George Harrison's plectrum. You never once mentioned Mick Jagger on this programme until now. Do
you want to hear some other people I met?
Oh, sure, you could tell us anything. I mean, where's the plectrum that George Harrison gave you?
I don't know where it is. Chris Christopherson was a good friend of mine. We were drinking buddies. I met Bob Dylan. I met Frank Zappa. Frank Zappa and I had a few beers together. And Mick Jagger and I have met, yes. I can't see anything wrong with it. I met
Lonnie Donegan.
Well, who am I? What?
I met Lonnie Donegan. And do you remember Sandy? Do you remember Sandy used to be in Crossroads?
Sandy and Crossroads and Lonnie Donegan.
I met them.
What heights you've scaled.
I met
But
those
listen,
two.
let me just say this to you.
You met Mick Jagger.
Let me just say this to you. I'm not like the rest of them. I mean, who am I? George Jones? I don't tell about screaming from the rooftops if I meet people who are famous. I'm not like that. I'm an ordinary guy. In the course of my work, I was a hard-working bass guitarist, and may I say I was once voted the best bass guitar player in Ireland.
Well, I could well believe it. I paid money to see you.
Weren't you a fool? Anyway, never mind that.
James Martin wants you and he's angry.
There's a large television screen at live concerts because when you get something like Slane, which is sometimes you're so far back that you can only see the star as an insignificant smudge.
I know a fella who was going to
a
Neil Diamond concert and he asked me had I binoculars in the house that he could borrow. He was going to a Neil Diamond concert. It was in Hyde Park and he wanted to, had I got binoculars, it would have been that far back.
You see,
on Saturday, what's the point?
On Saturday at Slane, Robbie Williams will be an insignificant speck on the stage. As a matter of fact, he always is an insignificant speck on the stage. Anyway, but that's a cool thing to say, yeah. A Kilkeel caller wants to complain about women aged 40 wearing short skirts. Well, I'll tell you, I have seen nothing wrong with that, to be honest with you. Doesn't matter if any excitement I get now is a bonus. A caller wants details of the song you played before the news. What song did I play before the news? Yes, I played a song by Lucy Kaplansky, well-known Irish name. Kaplansky, K-A-P-L-A-N-S-K-Y, as in Plan B or as in Sky TV. Lucy Kaplansky, that only confuses you. It's called 10 Year Night. The album is called 10 Years Night, and the song was played song I played was called One Good Reason. Good morning, James.
Good morning, Jerry.
I'm sorry to keep you hanging on, in the words of the Supremes.
Did you meet Fab Rob?
Pardon?
Did you meet Fab Rob?
Fab Rob?
Bob Dylan.
Rob who?
Bob Dylan.
Yes, I have met Bob Dylan.
Did you meet him?
Yes. I played in the band that used to be his backing group.
You did not.
I did.
Did he?
The band, I played with a band called Ronnie Hawkins and the Hawks. And the Hawks before that were the band.
The band?
Yeah.
They were not, were they?
Yeah, and I was in the new...
But you didn't play in the band.
No, but I was in the band, the replacement band that replaced the band.
I know you played with Ronnie Hawkins.
Well, his original band was Bob Dylan's backing group called The Band.
Was it?
You think you're dealing with Scruff here?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that, boy.
I have history, boy. I've been there. Not like the others.
That's good.
Anyway, listen, enough about me.
Remember to tell you, you're talking about fashion there.
Yes.
I never seen as many bad dressed people on television in my life.
It's the 60s.
It's not the 60s at all. They're coming on scruffs. Now, you take a look. A few years ago, Once Upon a Time, you had a TV show.
Yes.
And I always remember you come on dressed in a suit.
I was spotless.
You don't see any interviewers now dressed in a suit.
I might come back.
There was a fellow on the other night, John Inverdale, he had an open neck shirt on him.
And had we no neck?
And there was a fellow on with him dressed like a tramp.
Yeah, but you see, this is...
And then...
You're looking for decorum?
Aye.
Well, you look long and hard on TV for decorum, I'll tell you that.
It's not there.
Do you know there are 5 people holed up in the BBC, 5 young people, thinking up games to put on television?
Is there?
Yeah, that's all to come. There's a think tank of people who are 19. They're thinking up games for us to watch.
For the millennium?
Yeah. I think people should stop watching television now, before it gets too late.
Well, sure, you watch it.
I don't. I've stopped now. You see, once Channel 5 is bringing back It's a Knockout with Frank Bruno and Keith Chegwin.
Sure, here.
That should send the shudders of pain up the spine of any normal person.
It's a long time since I was on.
And Steve Pank is on. Have you watched Steve Pank on ITV on Saturday night? He does a show.
No.
Show. They took it off months ago because it was no good, and then they realised it was great, and they put it back on again.
What channel's that on?
And they brought back Man O' Man, because they thought it was crap, and now they realise it's great. Everything that was bad that was taken off before has now been brought on again, because everybody realises now it's good. But I don't know what to say to you, James, except to say that there's a lot of scruffy people about, but I don't mind that.
Yeah, no matter where you go, there's scruffy people.
I know, but there always has been scruffy people.
I understand that. I know that. But do you think we should be liable to watch that on TV, like?
You don't have to, as I have often said before, James.
You can turn it off.
Exactly. There's an off switch, and it will be used when Keith Chegwin comes on.
That's right.
But you see, I mean, who am I to say that the people don't want to watch a large man dressed as a biro pen? Who am I to say that people shouldn't watch that? You see, I'm all for freedom. But Frank Bruno is just a wee bit too much, isn't it?
I would imagine so. He's like your man Hyatt.
Frank Bruno and Keith Chegwin. Who would be the worst person? What girl would join them to make that even worse? What do you call your woman out of Heidi High?
Uh-huh.
No, it's not uh-huh. What do you call your woman out of Heidi High? Polly somebody. The one that used to be...
Peggy.
Peggy. No, what do you call her? No, it doesn't matter. We're getting bogged down here. Had you any research for me?
No.
I did not get...
No, it was all funny.
I thought I'd give you something to do. Well, I don't know what to say to you now. I thought you had something to say. What have you got to say apart from that?
No, I was just coming on to tell you, like, as regards the dress sense.
That's all right. I have a letter here, actually, which is, well, it's complaining bitterly about this program. I'll read it now when I get rid of it.
But your program?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah, well, people write letters, and I read them all, because after all, James, I don't think it's fair to censor the letters of the people. I only censor them if they contain foul language.
The only thing that I can say about when I was going around, a lot of people are saying to me that you're getting very crabby.
Do you think so?
Aye.
I'm getting crabby?
Yep. Oh, quite a few people have said that. You seem to be you're not, something's annoying you and aggravating you. And then you take it out on other people, is that right?
There could be something in that, I have been happier.
Have you?
I don't know. Yes, there are things bothering me. Yes, things underneath the surface, things rippling under.
Oh, well, at least people detected it.
I didn't think they showed.
Well, it has. One man in particular, Manson, knew who it was too. You know Niccolo out of the Tenor?
Oh, yes.
He was saying to me the other day that he thought you were getting very crap at it.
Really?
He did indeed. He says every time I turn him on, he's always aggravating or annoying at something eating at him.
Well, it must be those old post-holiday blues. At this time of year, people get grumpy because, the summer's ending and there's a whole stretch of winter in front of them.
But see, you can go away again.
Exactly. I can go away any time I like. Tell him not to be worried, and let me assure the people out there that even though I have my troubles, like anyone else, I'm not particularly grumpy.
Are you not?
No, I'm not. No,
you're always getting at that fella Coyle.
But he deserves it. But see, within myself, I don't think I'm particularly... I'm a happy little person, even though I have my troubles, as I've said. And incidentally, someone rang in to say that the last time you were seen on the Kelly show, you were wearing an open-neck shirt and a pair of jeans.
No, I wasn't wearing jeans.
Well, that's what I've been told.
I had an open-neck shirt and a sweater on, but I don't wear jeans.
I didn't think you would, because after all, why hoist yourself on your own petard?
Yes, I never wore jeans, Jay.
All right. James, thank you very much.
Listen, you were playing that record shortly after the news, the one about the TV and all.
Yes.
And it made me think, why don't you give Billy Joel
a swing?
A play again with We Didn't Start the Fire.
That's good, that, isn't it?
Do you think he'll ever make a follow-up to it?
We Didn't Start the Fire? I don't think, maybe on the 11th night, perhaps.
No, he left off. He left off about the 1980s, didn't he?
Yeah, he's got a lot of stuff to go yet. Do you
think he'll ever make a follow-up to it?
Yeah, he'd have to mention Monica Lewinsky, wouldn't he?
There's quite a few things.
A lot of stuff in there that he's got access to.
Oh, aye.
Yeah, I'd put it to him the next time I see him. After all, I am a friend of the stars.
And Bob Rob.
Anderson, friend of the stars.
That's right.
All right, James.
Yeah, will you play it?
I will.
Okay.
Thank you.
See you, Jay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I've got a letter here which I have to read. After all, I make it a policy in this program never to censor anything and never to read anything that's critical of the program. Dear Mr. Anderson, I've been closely monitoring your show for a number of months now. Sounds like a lizard. Did you get that?
Hey?
Monitoring. A lizard. Monitor lizard. I made a joke.
Norman wants to tell you who he met. He's on 3.
Oh, let me just finish.
Norman's excited.
Let me finish this
letter.
letter.
Just want to tell you Norman's excited.
Yeah,
Mate, down.
I've been closely monitoring your show for a number of months, and I find myself at a loss for words to describe the staggering indifference you show towards the wishes, feelings, and sensitivities of your listeners. Oh, this is good. The tone reminds me of Radio 4. I'll carry on. For instance, yesterday you obviously derived great pleasure from a conversation you had with your sidekick. The subject matter of which was the accusation made by a member of the public that you apparently flashed your naked rear at a number of women in hospital who were heavily pregnant at the time and therefore vulnerable. Hold on a minute. If I recall the conversation correctly, it was established that I did indeed accidentally display my naked rear end to a number of pregnant women, but I was walking down a hospital corridor wearing a defective robe. This was not a deliberate act. I didn't know that the robe was open at the back, and anyway, I've checked it out. If you don't know, they can't get you for it. Anyway, back to the letter. May I remind you that the children have not yet gone back to school and that perhaps a radio show in the morning is not the best time or place to discuss such unseemly goings-on in public places. I'm surprised that the National Health Service has deteriorated to such a degree that the nursing staff think nothing of allowing almost naked disc jockeys to wander hospital corridors at will. The BBC is going to hell in a handcart, and Keith Chegwin will be pushing the cart and awarding points for it. That may well be so. Signed, listener. You better watch yourself talking about Keith Chegwin. You better watch yourself, listener, with that kind of Keith Chegwin talk. That's Hugo and George's territory. You don't want to get those guys angry. No, we get this kind of criticism all the time. This is nothing new to me, and I don't hesitate to read it out because I feel as if the people should know out there what other listeners are thinking. What some new listeners don't seem to realize that this program isn't like the others, sucking up to everybody and giving things away. No, we're wild and free here. The wind's in our hair. We're like a great mounted steed crashing through the undergrowth, like a wild boar gulping in the air of freedom as it flees the hunter and the slobbering dogs. We're like an untamed belly dancer whirling to wild, heady music. And we find lost pets as well. Found a cockatiel once. Hello, good morning. Good morning. What are you laughing at?
The wind in our hair.
All right. The wind in what's left of my hair.
That's more like it.
I hate the way you do that. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Gerry.
Yes?
You've got a great lead in there with your yarn about hospitals.
Yes.
I have a faint recollection of meeting Roy Rogers and Trigger in the Children's Hospital.
Roy Rogers and Trigger in the Children's Hospital?
Yeah, about 50 years ago.
But they obviously down to see the children. Obviously they weren't in treating Trigger.
They were what?
Obviously down there to meet the children.
Yeah.
Not a medical emergency. And were you a child then?
No, wasn't far beyond a child.
But what were you doing there?
I was working on it.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, you were kind of an orderly.
Oh no, I was in the maintenance side.
And the maintenance?
Doing a wee bit of work.
And looking at the pipes?
You're right, you hit it in the nail.
Really? And you were looking at the pipes?
Yeah.
And what age were you then?
I was about 16, 15.
That's young to be looking at pipes, isn't it? And
I was looking more at the horse.
And then you looked round, and there, lo and behold, was Roy Rogers and Trigger.
I'm wondering if I dreamt it,
I don't know if you dreamt it.
Did you ever hear of it?
Well, I never heard
of it. Did any of your listeners ever hear about Roy Rogers and Trigger appearing in the Children's Hospital?
Well, certainly a number of visits to Belfast. I'm not quite sure. We actually talked to the man who kept Roy Rogers' horse when he was here.
Oh, yes, I mind.
And used to feed him and all and look after his shoes.
Yes, very good.
So I would say it's not beyond the realms of possibility that they would take a little jump down to the Children's Hospital. Where was that?
Children's Hospital of Falls Road.
Falls Road. So, has anyone out there got any information leading us to believe that Roy Rogers and Trigger did indeed enter the Falls Road and their shadow fell across the threshold of the Children's Hospital? We'll find that out. Well, what do you remember?
I just remember somebody coming down saying Roy Rogers and Trigger's up in the corridor. Come on up, do you see it?
That's not the sort of thing that people say to you every day.
No, it isn't. No, it's sort of way it sticks in your memory.
Did you go up in the sea?
Oh, yes, we were under the floors at the time, you see, so we went up to see.
Well, did you see them?
Oh yes, shook hands with them.
Do you not believe your own eyes?
Well, it's a long time, Gerry, and sometimes you get that drink in you think you've been imagining things.
Yeah, often when I drink, I often see apparitions of Roy Rogers and Trigger. That's a common thing. Mm-hmm. All right, then, let's find out. So what you want is confirmation.
Well, just somebody.
What you saw is what you saw.
Wasn't a mirage.
Okay.
And then I met an old man one time in London Airport. You know, the man about the house, Robin. He was standing at the bar, and I says, "My God, I know that fella. I wonder what's he doing here, you know?" I thought he was an old workmate, and then dawned on me, it was Robin. You know who I mean?
Robin, man about the house.
Nedwell, was it? Robin Nedwell, was it?
Nedwell? Oh, yeah. You see, this is a thing that happens regularly. You see, sometimes when this has happened to me on occasion.
Yes.
Sometimes people look at you and they think they know you.
Yeah.
So they don't know where they know you from, but they think that they know you from their own life.
Yes.
And you just said that you thought he was an old workmate of his because he looked familiar.
He was standing at the bar waiting on a drink, and so was I.
Yeah.
And the two barmen looked as if they'd just been dug up.
As
and
they do.
The whole crowd, you know, and it was a wee bit pandemonium. You know what bars is like, an airport, you know.
I know.
They're all trying to settle their nerves.
I know. It's hard to get a drink in an airport bar.
I know.
So it's very awkward to deal with that, you know, because people do come up to you and say, I know you, don't I? And then you say, well, I don't know. And then they realise they don't know you at all. I know who you are now. Gerry Kelly.
Gerry Kelly.
They always go like that. So we'll find out for you if Roy Rogers and Trigger did appear in the Children's Hospital.
Dead on, Gerry. Thank you very much. You're in good form this morning. Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. What do you say?
I say, William wants you on one.
Tell him I'm not talking to
him. I had a guy on there. He's just back home from Australia after 15 years.
And what does he think?
He said it's the biggest load of rubbish. And used the word, you know that word, I don't like using it, but you use it all the time. Right. The crap word. He says that he ever heard. And he's almost embarrassed because he's got an Australian friend with him, and he's a cop too, as well, listening to this program. And it's the biggest load of that word again that he's ever heard.
You enjoy telling me that, don't you?
No. And he wanted me to pass this on to you.
Did he laugh at all? Was he in good form or was he serious?
Oh, no, he was grumpy.
So he means it?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, can I say to him, get back to Australia where you belong?
No, he belongs here. He's been
No,
away.
he doesn't belong here. Not with talk like that, he doesn't.
That's a bad word.
Tell him go back to Australia where he belongs. You don't hear words like that here.
Not at all. It was awful. No.
Absolutely. Oh, you told him off for his language.
No, I didn't.
A little ripe, was it?
I did. I didn't like it.
No, I don't like it either. Especially coming. Who does he think they are? Coming and poking his nose into Ulster's business.
Poking his nose into our affairs.
Who does he think?
I don't know who he is.
President Clinton?
Yeah.
Hi. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Gerry.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
All right, Gerry.
Are you poking your nose into our affairs?
Enjoy your show.
There's a man from Australia doesn't like it, and he's with the policeman. No wonder he doesn't like it. Anyway, never mind that. That's far from what you probably want to talk about. What? Tell me what's...
Tell you what it is, Gerry. Have you ever heard of a firm called the Franklin Mint? It's a firm over in London.
Do they make...
Snow porcelain figures and things.
Oh, yes, they do, yes. Yeah, that cost you money and they're worth...
Oh, they're very expensive.
Yes.
I bought an item of it a couple of years ago.
Yes.
It's a normal. It's a porcelain figure I bought.
Of what?
In the Franklin Mint a couple of years ago.
What's the porcelain figure?
It's
John Wayne, isn't it?
No, it's not John Wayne.
It slipped out and you didn't want it to slip out.
No, but this is connected with it.
What is it? John Wayne's horse?
No, ever since that they send you a brochure every couple of months.
Yes.
And there's a John Wayne figure in it, and it's 11 inches tall. How much do you think it is?
An 11 inches tall John Wayne?
Yeah.
Well, why did they make it the full foot? That annoys me.
No, why not?
I don't know. How much is it?
£145. Now, wait to hear this. I was away into Belfast on Saturday.
Yeah.
I just happened to go into a shop.
Yeah.
The exact same figure. How much?
I hesitate to even guess.
£21. Isn't that unbelievable?
It is unbelievable. Are you sure it's the same figure?
That's exactly the same, Gerry. I took the brochure into the shop and showed him on it.
And he couldn't believe it?
He couldn't believe it. There's a slight difference, isn't there?
So the guy is selling this in the shop for 21 quid?
Yes.
Which means that he probably bought it for a tenner.
And then what are the Franklin Mint making on it?
I'd say about 135.
It's not only that, Gerry, it's other items on it. And it shows you how people are getting ripped off.
Yeah, you see, there are people who look at those newspapers and they see those ads for those small figures. And, I feel for them, really, because I often, when you look at those...
They look nice in the brochure.
Oh, my God.
That's right.
I think it's just people who don't go out.
And it says here, you can pay in installments, £29 a month.
Oh, that's handy, yeah.
Yes.
That's far better. I mean, £29 a month?
Yeah.
How long would you be paying for that? 4 or 5... Let me see, 5, 3 to 15, that's 5 months, right?
5 months, yeah, that's correct.
5, just 140, 545. Oh, you get 4. No, it's exactly the same price. Took me a long time to work that one.
They've also got plate. No, there's a plate of John Wayne on it. This is a Western brochure I have here.
A John Wayne plate?
John Wayne plate. That's £20.
£20, no, that's...
But that's not too bad.
That's probably worth about 30p then. All right, then, so warn the people against buying John Wayne figurines from newspapers when you can buy them in the shop. Incidentally, what shop is that?
It's a shop in Fountain Street, Gerry.
Go on, name it.
I don't know the name of the shop now. It's just a wee shop in Fountain Street.
What kind of a shop? A little John Wayne...
No, he sells similar things.
So anyone who wants a figurine of John Wayne that you saw on the paper for 145 quid, you can get it for 21 quid in Fountain Street.
That's right.
Well, that's what I call providing a valuable service to the listeners.
Just wanted to let you know, Gerry.
Thank you.
Okay, Gerry, all the best.
Okay.
Cheerio.
Cheerio. That's valuable stuff to know. Especially if you're thinking about buying a John Wayne figurine for 149 quid. What?
It's probably not the same quality as in the shop as in the papers.
Why wouldn't it be?
Well, it couldn't be that much difference in price-wise. You get like everything else. You get cheaper mix of everything. Are
you trying to deflate that man's argument?
No, I'm just saying it's probably not the same quality.
But what do you care if it's the same quality or not?
Because I often thought about buying a John Wayne plate from the paper.
A John Wayne plate? Mm. Would you eat off it?
No, I'd hang it on the wall.
You'd hang the plate on the wall?
Aye.
And what is it? Is a photograph?
There's a lady says that.
No,
could you find this out?
Subject.
This is important. Could you find this out? She says that there's a church somewhere in Northern Ireland where the congregation sit with their back to the minister. There's only one church, and she says she would love to know where she'd like to go and just visit it.
Well,
could you find that out?
It strikes me as if it was more of that, Northern Ireland probably a better place to live in.
Right. Okay. If you find that out,
if
where
there's
that
a church,
there's a church somewhere in Northern Ireland where the congregation sit with their back to the minister. That's serious. And it goes way back to explain.
I know it's serious.
All right.
So what's on the plate then? Is the photograph of John Wayne?
John wants you on a photograph of John Wayne, yeah.
On his horse?
No, just his big beak. His big face.
His face?
Yeah.
His physog?
Yeah.
Why would you want that on your wall? Well, tell me, you can talk to me. Why would you want a thing like that on your wall?
Because the Sunday magazines, you're flicking over them and you see this nice coloured photograph of John Wayne. You say, that's nice there. I wouldn't mind standing away from that, but you never do.
I would never think that. I would never think that's nice there. I'd love that.
I do, and I see John Wayne on his horse and things like that too, and I say, I wouldn't mind getting that. There's, it's the sort of things I look at.
You need a holiday. When was the last time you were away?
Don't know.
You should think about it.
Right.
Okay. Thank you. Hello? 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 Sorry, there's supposed to be somebody there, but there's not. Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
I'm here. Hello?
Sorry, I'm barking up the wrong tree.
I think you are.
How are you?
I'm well, and yourself?
Good, thanks.
Good. I'm calling because you had a gentleman on earlier who said that he saw Roy Rogers and Trigger
in the Falls Road Children's Hospital, yeah.
Yes.
Did he?
Well, he got it partly right. He did see Roy Rogers, but unfortunately what he thought was Trigger was actually Dale Evans, Roy Rogers' wife.
How could he make a mistake like that?
Well, that's what I was just wondering, although he did say that, maybe he'd had a few drinks.
Well, our teeth aren't that big, are they?
No, that's true. But, no, that was the situation. It was in the Children's Hospital, and it was 1954.
1954?
Yes.
So Roy Rogers turned up in the Children's Hospital in Falls Road with not his horse, but with his wife.
That's right.
But the man thought it was his horse.
Well, I think he remembered Roy Rogers and he just didn't remember Dale Evans. I think that's the situation.
It doesn't say a lot for Dale Evans, does it?
Well, Dale Evans didn't mean a lot to me then either. I mean, Roy Rogers was really the thing.
As long as nobody gave her a bag of oats, that's the main
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. It's a very crackly line.
That's okay. That's good. Thank you for clearing that up.
Not at all. My pleasure.
Were you there yourself?
I was, yes. My sister was getting her BCG, and I was there.
Good.
Yeah.
There we are. That's good.
Okay.
Thanks very much.
Not at all.
Thank
Bye.
you. There we are. We've established that. Not his horse, but his wife. Hello.
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 Hello, Gerry.
Yeah, sorry.
Gerry, it's Jim here. I was listening, I heard you were saying somebody was wanting to know what you would use in glass with fine scores on it to remove them.
Yes, from double glazed windows.
Yeah, well now, I done a wee bit of work with a well-known glazing company in Belfast, subcontracting to them years ago.
Yes.
And the guy that I was working with, who was a pro at the job, used a rubbing compound, and it can be... the rubbing compound can be got from any glaziers.
A rubbing compound?
Yeah, it's like it's an abrasive compound.
An abrasive compound?
Yeah, and you rub it on. You just using like a cotton cloth and dip it in water, and you just rub this compound over the scores in a circular motions.
So what would this person go, and where would they go, and what would they ask for?
They would basically go into the glazier, tell them what his problem is, and ask him for an abrasive compound to remove...
Abrasive compound at the glaziers?
Yeah, and to remove the scores from the window.
All right, then that seems fair enough.
I was listening to as well there, Gerry, your caller there talking about Roy Rogers.
Yes.
I have a wee story about Roy Rogers.
Do tell.
My grandparents owned a pub in Ballynahinch a while back there.
What was it called, do you remember?
Pardon?
What was it called?
The Lantern Bar.
Right, yeah.
And one of their customers... very well known in around the Ballynahinch area, Mr. Rogers, and his first name was Roy.
Yes.
And there was a bit of a scuffle one night one afternoon. It was one Saturday afternoon at the bar, and outside, and the policeman had grabbed the hold of Mr. Roy Rogers and asked him his name. And Roy replied, "My name is Roy Rogers." And the policeman actually hit Roy and says, "My name is the Lone Ranger." Something to that effect. Now, what's your effing name?
I'm the Lone Ranger.
He says, "Now, what's your effing name?" And there was a whole big commotion over all that there, but yeah.
All right, so it's not a good idea to be called Roy Rogers if you're going to fight in the Lantern Bar in Ballynahinch.
Not really. That was many years ago, so it was, but I remember it as well. And the policeman asked him, "What's your name?" "Roy Rogers." And chef, and sure, it's not Roy Rogers, sort of thing, you know.
I'm the Lone Ranger.
So,
all right, then.
Okay. Listen, can I say a wee hello to anybody there that's listening? I'd like to give a mention to my mum and my daughter, Tanya, and my mate Brian and his family down in Donegal direction.
All right.
And anybody else that knows me.
Okay, well done.
Well, thanks very much, Gerry.
Thank you.
Okay, bye now.
Bye. I'm Roy Rogers. I'm the Lone Ranger. Take that. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
Gerry, I was listening to you there concerning someone ringing in about Franklin Mint.
Yes, right. Yes.
And ban these figurines.
Yes.
There is a massive difference. I am a collector of Franklin Mint.
There you are. Mr. Coyle is not stupid after all.
No, he's a smart man.
You
only get what you pay for.
Yes.
In life.
So you get many things that look like something else, but they're not.
You better believe it. It's like the man said, you'll go from A to B in a ladder. You'll get there, or you can go in a Mercedes.
That's
There's
right.
a big difference.
Exactly. And I've driven both of them.
So have I.
And it's like the gold ring, isn't it?
That's right.
It may look the same, all that glisters.
Yes.
So if a person goes and buys a figurine for 21 quid, is not necessarily the one that one would get out of the newspaper for 145 quid.
No chance.
Are Franklin Mint, are they reputable?
They are. Excellent.
So they wouldn't be ripping you off?
No, it's like their cars. They make these model cars and I collect them.
Okay.
And you can buy the cars, some of them's £105. You can get a car looking like it in these chemist shops, no, £20.
Yeah.
But when you get it home, I bought them. Rubbish.
Yeah, it's our story. No matter what you do, you get what you pay for.
That's it.
All right,
it's like an fish and chip shop. You get a fish and batter. It's either cod or whiting. You go for the cod, pay a wee bit extra.
Yeah, and you won't regret it.
No.
All right then, so thank you for upholding the good name of that team.
Okay, Jared.
Good man.
Good man.
Thank you.
Hello?
See, you're not so slow after all, you knew.
No.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Gerry.
Yes.
Gerry, this is Jimmy here.
Yes, Jimmy.
Gerry, that man was right talking about cod because I think you're the biggest cod going.
Thank you.
Because you run down my favourite star, Big John.
I didn't run him down. I just said I wouldn't want him on my wall.
Well, I have 4 plates. I thought I had 3. I just found another one there. I have 4 plates in my wall of him. And I think he was the greatest actor ever.
Do you know that he was scared of horses?
Well, we've all got a phobia about something, Gerry.
I think it's great that he was afraid of horses.
Not really, Gerry, because...
every time you see him on a horse, he was terrified.
So am I, Gerry, now.
I know, but you weren't John Wayne.
No, but I had 2 thoroughbreds.
Had you?
Yes.
And you were scared of them?
No, it wasn't at the time, but I got hurt in one.
Oh, and made you scared of them?
And I was trailed for 100 yards down a lane.
That's not a good idea.
Very so, you know. So.
Well, did you break any bones or anything?
No, it was mentally more than physically, Terry. But get back to the subject. Say Big John.
Yes.
Unbelievable. I have got 4 different plates off him. And I wish I had a lot more. But they're very expensive, Gerry. And I think he was really brilliant.
You must get the dear ones.
Well, they are pretty expensive now.
Yeah.
These are limited editions and they're collector's items.
Lots of people are big fans. Eamon Holmes is a big fan of John Wayne. Eamon Holmes has got every film and everything that John Wayne ever did.
A very wise man.
And he apparently sits watching John Wayne movies, which is not a healthy thing. Really.
Well, I don't know, Gerry. Now, we could be watching the repeats of the BBC a few. Sure, that would be worse.
Oh, that would be worse. Okay, Jimmy, you've made your point. Okay, kid, that's not...
Sorry about that, Gerry.
All right. gotta talk to someone.
I would say that was one up for me there, Gerry.
It is indeed. Now, go away. We can't have people having one up on me. Go away. Thank you.
Okay, Gerry.
Bye.
Well, here, all the best, Gerry.
All the best.
Buddy.
See you later. Right. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Is that this
It's
is
me.
Oliver Fitzsimons.
Yes.
No, it's about your article on the clocks as with Roman numerals.
Have you any idea why that should be?
Well, now I've got a wee article here. I knew, but I had to look it up again. Now, Roman numerals on clocks. Now, we're talking about very old clocks.
Yes.
Now, if it's got Roman numerals, the number 1111, focusing in here.
That's okay.
The number 4 is always
1V.
shown as 111.
1111.
And not as 1V.
Yes.
If 1V appears, the clock is modern or a reproduction.
Oh, that's a good little tip, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So if you see 1111, it means that the clock is of some antiquity.
Oh, yes, I've got a wag on the wall here. I'm sure you can hear it ticking in the background here.
And how old is that?
That's 150 years old, and it's got the 1111.
But when did they stop going 1111? When did they start going 1V?
It doesn't say that. That's what, but if it says 1V, it's a modern clock.
All right, so it's just a habit, really, wasn't it? It's just a way, as they call it, a way of working.
And it doesn't look right 1V either, really. You know, it just doesn't look right on the face.
No, it wouldn't, no. But you don't know the reason for it.
Oh, I would just say modernization.
Yeah, right, yeah.
You know,
okay.
And another thing, Gerry, is that men with wear jeans over 50. I'm 52 and I wear jeans.
Ah, stop it then, stop it. No, but the thing about the Roman numeral for 4 has always been 1V.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not as if the Romans had a choice. It's just strange that the clocks had 4 1s on them instead of the 1V, which would, unless people thought it looked better.
That's what I would say. I'd say it was cosmetic.
Cosmetic. Well, that's as good a reason as any. I'm all for cosmetics.
Uh-huh.
All right, then. Well, thank you for taking the trouble to
And Gerry, can I just wish somebody a happy birthday today?
Oh, certainly. Go ahead.
Now, it's for Sinead Bradley in Warren Point.
Yes.
Wishing her a happy 21st birthday.
Yes.
Ready, oh, kiddo?
All right, then. Happy birthday, Sinead. Okay.
Right.
Bye.
Right, bye.
Here's Kieran Goss. Song from his last album, Worse Than Pride, is called Lucille.
It's a never-ending story. It's a way to make amends. In a hell of blazing glory, we were lovers to the end. Now I'm trying to remember, and I'm trying to forget. And the moment I surrender, then the deeper my regret. Lucille, please say that I'm the one. Lucille, forgive the wrong I've done. Lucille, I promise to
That's a piece of music you don't hear too much. It's good, that, isn't it? That's Camptown Races by Dave Brubeck with Paul Desmond. And before that was Kieran Goss singing Lucille. Kieran Goss wears jeans with little tiny legs in them. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, is that a man on the mobile phone?
Yes.
Good. Sorry for...
Can you hear me all right?
Yes, I can, yes.
Good.
Go ahead.
It's just on that point of the boys wearing the jeans.
Yes.
I stopped wearing jeans when I was 32.
Very wise.
I always have a crease in my trousers.
That's good.
And I never go out without cleaning my shoes. But I just wanted to tell you a wee story. I had my 58th birthday in July, and I was taken out for dinner on the Golden Mile in Belfast, and I ended up in one of the nightclubs.
Yes.
And I did a bit of dancing, and ended up taking my jacket off. I was standing at the bar having a drink, and a girl in her late 20s, early 30s, come up behind me, patted me twice on the backside, and ran her hand down to the back of my knee and said, nice bum.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's a night to remember, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Hey, well, I have to say this to you. Congratulations. That hasn't happened to me that hasn't happened to me for weeks.
But then you're not my age yet. Maybe you get better as you get older.
That's something for me to look forward to.
Well, it's keeping the... You were right about keep the bum in the trousers.
Well, can I ask you this?
Uh-huh.
Did you follow it up?
Oh, no, I was with a lady.
Oh, were you? So you had two then?
And she was standing there mesmerised.
You mean she actually witnessed this?
Oh, yes.
Oh, great. Oh, great. I'm glad you told me that.
And the other thing, Gerry, is there were four of us. The lady and myself, both 58, and the other couple, just 30.
So you were singled out?
And the 30-year-old fella standing beside me, but it was my bum got the patting.
Oh, you should bottle it.
Oh, my God. I've been told that before.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm glad I'm glad you've shared that with me. Thank you. Bye. Hey, isn't that great? Is that something that can happen? Yes, Anne.
Hello there. How you doing, Gerry?
I'm fine, thanks.
Did I hear you say earlier that you wear jeans occasionally?
I do, actually, because I'm all right. I'm not I'm all right.
Yeah, well, no, that's true. I think it's right that you should wear jeans because it's only the old people are wearing jeans now. Young people don't wear them.
I know they wear combat trousers with big pockets, below their knees that they can't reach.
Because the old people have stolen the jeans from them.
So what do you wear? Do you wear jeans at all?
No, I wear mini skirts.
What age are you?
73.
73? Well, I'd like to see that. You must look like 2 sticks of rhubarb. No, you wear whatever you like, don't you?
Be seen.
All right, then.
Yeah.
Okay, well, keep wearing them.
I will.
It's not end of your 80s. Okay.
Oh, yes, I'll do that.
Thank
okay.
you. Bye. Bye. I'll tell you what, some frisky old ones coming around. They'll soon be gathered around the piano in old people's homes, wearing boob tubes, singing, "Paperback writer, would you hear my it took me years to write? Come on, take a look." Patricia and Richard need Diamond. Congratulations on the birth of baby Lucy. Is that Patricia Diamond from UTV that we know?
That's Patricia from Australia.
Oh, she's had a baby.
She had a baby.
Does she know who the father is?
Richard.
Oh, that's great. Brilliant.
They're listening. Yes, thank you.
Congratulations, Patricia. Oh, she knows we're only carrying on.
Oh, surely I. No, you're carrying on.
We're only carrying on.
No, you.
Can you? Yes, Kimbo Sabi, Paleface. Can you play Walk Tall for Wilbert, who has done well in his A-levels? Wilbert. That's from his mum and dad and sister Linda. Also, can you play The Days of Elijah for Norma and Donaghadee? That's a born-again song by a man who's born again. I'm not today, so I can't play it. Can you please play When I Leave the World Behind by Rosemarie for Betty Madden? I saw Rosemarie on the UTV the other night. They repeated that Star Treks for the 15th time. If I see that again, I think I'm going to go crazy. Can you please play Happy by The Whole Tribe Sings for William, Jim and Brian? That's from William. I think I will, you know. That's not too far away. Everything's fallen. Sorry, I can't get anything. Have I time to play it? No, I haven't really got time to play it. And here's a note from a person signed Fat Person. It says, Dear Mr. Anderson, what can a fat person do to quicken up their metabolism? To make them thin. Well, you see, it's a lot to do with the brown fat on your back. You've heard the brown fat theory. See, some of us have brown fat on our backs, which makes our metabolism quite quick, and others have white fat. Those with brown fat do not put on weight. Those with white fat become very fat indeed. It's like having an oven and putting in coal. And there's certain types of coal you put in there and it leaves no ash. But there are certain other types of oven or stoves that leave a lot of ash. So if you've got brown fat, you leave no ash. If you've got white fat, you leave plenty. All I can do is suggest you go down and get some white fat somewhere. I don't know where you get it. Maybe try the butchers, perhaps. Do you have white fat or brown fat?
I couldn't understand the stove and the coal, but what was that all about? Some stoves have ash and some... Is it sure that's what you burn, nothing to do with the stoves?
No, for instance, if you put...
Not having a stove, I don't know.
Can I just say 2 words to you?
Yeah.
Shut up!
Shut up yourself.
I'm sorry, I was short with you there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's getting towards that time of day.
Yeah. You're right. Go on, explain to me, please.
It's too complicated.
Explain to me about the stove.
I have some
and the
news
ashes.
here from a man who says, best news ever. He's listening to this.
Right.
Garth Brooks is no more. Worst news ever.
Right.
Garth Brooks has reinvented himself as David Bowie. Have you seen that in the paper? He started wearing makeup. That'll frighten the Hugo people.
Right.
Worst news ever again. Garth Brooks is coming to Belfast in the spring. Watch the fools go to watch. Beam me up, Scotty. Regards, Trevor. And Trevor says that Yeats' grave has been moved from France to Sligo. I'm sorry I was short with you, Sean.
It's all right. You never found that church with the congregation?
No, I don't know where it is.
No.
Okay, thank you.
You failed.
Thank you for joining me today.
Yeah.
Goodbye. That's all we have time for today. If you want to write to me, write to Gerry Anderson, care of BBC Radio 4, Derry Stoke London, Derry. That's 9 Northland Road, BT, whatever. And if you want to send me an email, it's gerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk. We'll be back tomorrow. Goodbye.